I saw his couple interview. Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview, you know. It look like somebody in the house control him and tell him what to say in the interview, you know. He look very bad in the interview, honestly. He always try to be like bad guy, you know. Everybody talking, you know. Everybody say, I'm gonna knock him out Islam, I'm gonna do some beat Islam. But when fight's beginning, they all forgot what they say.
When I beat him, it is undeniable that I am great. I wanted to be a world champion. I wanted to prove I was one of the best in the world. And I have to do that by beating some of the best in the world. So for me, there's no fear.
I'm excited for that
Such
fight.
a sick
Well, who would you guys
matchup.
pick to win?
I want, fuck. I'm kind of going, I'm leaning towards Ian.
Really?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Garry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Him get it worked out. I don't know Ian Garry. But like you said, in a time like this against probably, I think probably most for sure the toughest fight of his life.
Absolutely.
Definitely the toughest fight of his life. He can't afford to make one mistake in this fight against Islam. He can't afford to make one mistake.
No.
One mistake,
Has
he ends
to
up
fight
on
a
his
perfect
back.
fight.
And I think one mistake, he ends up on his back. I think the fight could be over in one.
When you're opening your eyes in the morning, how long does it take you until you think about the fight?
Can I answer that question by getting something? So, to answer your question on how fast from when I open my eyes do I think about my fight, it's as soon as I walk out of the toilet and I just flip it over, 9 days until I become a world champion.
Remember, I've been with them for 12 years or plus, 12 years plus, you know, so there's a lot of work that's been done with him and I and other coaches, you know, and he's dialed in. He's dialed in as a striker, and people sleep on his striking and think that he has to take Ian down. He doesn't have to take him down. No. Is it the better choice? Probably, because we know we're the better grappler for sure, but do we have to take him down? I'm saying no, we don't have to take him down. Is it the better option? Probably. Yeah. But let's see how Ian is able to adapt to what we're going to do.
Garry, Islam fight. What exactly are you expecting from it? How much of a challenge do you think Ian is for Islam?
I think it's a great fight, actually. If you look at what Ian Garry has been able to do, you know, he frustrates people. His takedown defense has been excellent, and we'll see if he can stay on his feet. You know, obviously, if he can stay off the ground, he poses a serious threat to Islam.
Yeah, well, I think Islam would have to be a strong favorite, but I think Ian's going to give him some problems, because Ian's a tall guy, he's got great jiu-jitsu, he's got great striking. Yeah, I think Ian Garry's going to give Islam a lot of problems.
Okay, but is that enough problems to defeat him, or do you think Islam still takes him?
Yeah, I think Ian Garry can win. I think he can walk away with it, to be honest.
Islam. I don't see anybody who can stop him right now in this division.
But Islam Makhachev is, you know, stylistically is a freaking nightmare to fight for anyone. Is, I think, right now the best pound for pound on the planet.
You got Ian Machado Garry, who's taking on Islam Makhachev, who's now 34 years old.
I think the odds, because of the style, favors Makhachev probably. Islam Makhachev have maybe more ways to win the fight. Ian Garry definitely has all the dance also on his side to do it. He's a very good striker. He's very long, great grappler as well. But he need, I think, to find a way to keep the fight standing, you know, like, and to use his style to his own advantage.
The Irish versus the Russian, you saw how big that was the first time that happened, and we want to do that again. To where
he's a Chinese Conor McGregor. He's a Chinese version, knockoff version of Conor McGregor. He's not Conor McGregor. He doesn't fight like Conor McGregor. You like it or not, Conor was a bad dude at one point. He's one of the best fighters ever at one point. Let's be real. This guy, he runs. Conor fight. This dude doesn't even know how to talk. He doesn't know how to talk, honestly. I speak better English than him. And his English is first language. Brother, Ian Garry has lost his balls. And he will lose everything August 15. Mark my word. This dude talking about finishing people. This guy lost 11 fights. He have 9 decisions. Islam lost 11 fights, have 8 finishes. This guy, the only thing he finishes, you know, I'm gonna keep it at that.
Hey, it's a family show, Ali. It's family show.
Yeah, I don't know. You know,
no, I want to know what he finishes, Ali.
Of course you do.
Coca-Cola.
No.
Listen, I don't know, man. This guy, he, you know, Listen, they are complete opposites. One guy said the woman should run the world, the wife is the household of the woman, and you got a guy from Dagestan. You don't even see their wives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what? It's a good point that they're two separate guys, two completely different.
Discipline is the number one things. If you're not sleeping well last night, you're not gonna be 100% in the training in the morning. You know, that's why discipline is the most important things. Everybody have same things: gyms, coaches, sparring partners. But who is a discipline more? That guy have more success. You know. It's discipline. It's not about me. It's about It's all about my team. You know, what our coach Abdul Manap give us all his life when he was with us. Just discipline. You know, come on time, like focusing, always training. You know, because one of the things, you can come to the training, sleep well in the morning. You can come and training is beginning and you still thinking about some business, some other stuff. You're not 100% in the gym, you know. That's why even myself right now, like all like small businesses what I have people who take care, like my older brother, some of the guy, but I don't think about this business. I don't like check how it's working, how it's going, because I have to focusing in training, you know.
The tension surrounding UFC 330 has reached another level, and it's no longer just about what happens once the cage door closes. The verbal exchanges between Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry have become one of the biggest talking points leading into this fight, adding a personal edge to a matchup that was already packed with championship implications. What began as the usual confidence shown before a title fight has slowly turned into something much more intense. Every appearance, every interview, and every face-off seems to raise the temperature even further, and now fans are wondering whether all of this emotion will play a role when the two finally meet inside the octagon. Trash talk has always been part of combat sports, but not every rivalry develops the same way. Some fighters try to entertain, others attempt to sell the fight. Then there are rivalries where both competitors genuinely appear determined to prove a point. That is what many observers believe is happening here. Analysts within the combat sports community have pointed out that this matchup already carried enormous competitive significance because of the styles involved, but the increasingly heated exchanges have added another layer of unpredictability. Instead of discussing only wrestling, striking, or conditioning, people are now debating whether either fighter has managed to get inside the other's head. Islam Makhachev has built his reputation by remaining composed regardless of the circumstances. Throughout his rise to the top, he has rarely allowed outside distractions to affect his preparation. Whether facing loud opponents or hostile crowds, he has consistently approached fights with the same disciplined mindset. His confidence has usually been displayed through calm statements rather than emotional outbursts. That has become one of the defining characteristics of his championship run. His focus has always appeared to be on solving problems inside the cage instead of winning battles on social media or at press conferences. Ian Machado Garry represents a very different personality. He enjoys verbal warfare and understands that confidence can become a weapon long before the opening bell. Throughout his UFC career, he has shown no hesitation in challenging established names or embracing pressure. Garry believes psychological battles matter, and he has repeatedly demonstrated a willingness to make opponents uncomfortable outside the cage before attempting to do the same inside it. Whether fans appreciate that approach or not, it has become a central part of his identity as a fighter. That contrast is exactly why this rivalry has attracted so much attention. On one side is a champion known for discipline, patience, and calculated execution. On the other is a confident challenger who believes momentum can begin weeks before fight night through words as much as actions. Several respected voices have noted that these personality differences make every interaction between them more meaningful because each fighter is trying to establish control in completely different ways. Of course, words alone never decide elite fights. The real question is whether any of this changes the tactical battle that awaits at UFC 330. Those who follow the sport carefully are not dismissing the heated exchanges, but they also understand that the octagon has a way of exposing reality. Once the fight begins, preparation, decision-making, and execution matter far more than any memorable moment from a press conference. From a technical standpoint, Islam Makhachev remains one of the most complete competitors in mixed martial arts. His wrestling is not simply about securing takedowns. It is about controlling every phase of a fight. He pressures opponents toward the fence, forces them to react, chains together multiple attacks, and steadily drains their energy. energy. Even when opponents successfully defend the initial shot, Makhachev often transitions immediately into another position, making every defensive success feel temporary. That constant pressure has broken the confidence of many talented fighters before they were ever able to establish their own rhythm. His striking has also evolved significantly. Earlier in his career, many viewed it primarily as a way to set up his grappling. That perception has changed. His distance management has improved, his timing has become sharper, and he has shown greater patience in choosing when to attack. Rather than forcing exchanges, he frequently waits for mistakes and capitalizes with remarkable efficiency. That measured approach is one of the reasons he has been so difficult to disrupt. Ian Garry, however, presents a challenge unlike many of Makhachev's previous opponents. Garry thrives on movement, range control, and intelligent striking. He rarely stands still, making him a difficult target for opponents who rely on predictable forward pressure. His ability to attack from long distance while constantly adjusting angles has frustrated experienced fighters before. He also possesses excellent confidence in his stand-up game, often remaining composed even when exchanges become chaotic. The biggest tactical question revolves around whether Garry can consistently prevent Makhachev from turning the fight into a grappling contest. If he can maintain the center of the cage, manage distance effectively, and force prolonged striking exchanges, his chances improve dramatically. But accomplishing that against someone with Makhachev's level of wrestling is far easier said than done. Every minute spent defending takedowns carries a physical cost, and fatigue has a way of reducing both speed and decision-making as rounds progress. Analysts within the combat sports community have pointed out that Garry's footwork may become one of the most important factors in the entire fight. This is not simply about avoiding takedowns, it is about avoiding the fence altogether. Makhachev does some of his best work once opponents run out of space. If Garry repeatedly finds himself backed against the cage, the champion's opportunities multiply rapidly. On the other hand, Garry's striking could force Makhachev into situations he has not frequently encountered. Accurate long-range attacks combined with constant movement may require the champion to spend more time striking than he would ideally prefer. If Garry can consistently interrupt Makhachev's forward pressure with clean combinations while avoiding prolonged grappling exchanges, the fight could develop very differently from what many people expect. Another fascinating element is composure. Trash talk can sometimes create emotional decisions, and emotional decisions are dangerous against elite competition. If either fighter abandons their game plan simply to prove a point, the consequences could be enormous. Makhachev's greatest strength has always been discipline. Garry's greatest strength has often been confidence in unpredictable situations. Which quality proves more valuable may ultimately decide everything. The growing intensity outside the cage has also raised questions about pressure. Makhachev enters with championship expectations and the responsibility of defending his position at the top. Every dominant champion eventually reaches the point where each victory is judged against previous performances rather than simply against the opponent standing across from them. That level of expectation creates its own unique challenge. For Garry, the opportunity is different but equally significant. A victory would instantly transform his career and alter the conversation surrounding his place among the sport's elite. Instead of being viewed primarily as a rising contender with enormous potential, he would become the man who defeated one of the most dominant champions in mixed martial arts. That possibility explains why so much attention has been focused on every interaction leading into this fight. Several respected voices have noted that rivalries become memorable not because of loud words alone, but because the performances eventually match the emotion. If UFC 330 delivers both a heated build-up and an unforgettable fight, this matchup could be remembered for years regardless of who has their hand raised. There is also the question of adaptability. Championship fights rarely unfold exactly as expected. Plans change, momentum shifts, unexpected moments appear without warning. Makhachev has repeatedly demonstrated an ability to adjust during fights when opponents present new problems. Garry has shown impressive composure when facing adversity as well, refusing to panic even when forced into uncomfortable exchanges. That makes this contest especially intriguing because both men possess the mental qualities required to recover from difficult moments. The psychological battle may ultimately end the instant the referee signals the opening round. Everything said before that moment becomes irrelevant if one fighter immediately establishes control. Yet there is no denying that the heated exchanges have increased anticipation. Fans are no longer waiting only to discover who wins. They want to see whether either fighter can back up everything that has been implied throughout this increasingly personal rivalry. As fight night approaches, the excitement continues to build because there are compelling arguments on both sides. Makhachev possesses championship experience, elite wrestling, remarkable composure, and proven ability against world-class competition. Garry brings confidence, movement, creative striking, and the belief that he can solve a puzzle many others have failed to crack. Those contrasting strengths are exactly why this matchup feels feels so important. If Makhachev succeeds in imposing his wrestling early, controlling position, and forcing Garry to fight at his pace, the champion will likely strengthen his legacy once again. But if Garry can keep the contest standing, manage range, frustrate the champion with movement, and capitalize on striking opportunities, one of the biggest upsets in recent UFC history could suddenly become very real. No matter which side you support, one thing is clear: the words have already been exchanged. The tension has already reached its peak. Now the only thing left is to discover who can turn confidence into victory when the octagon door closes at UFC 330. Do you believe the heated trash talk will motivate Islam Makhachev to deliver another dominant performance, or has Ian Machado Garry already gained a psychological advantage before they even step into the cage? Let us know your prediction in the comments, and if you enjoy detailed combat sports news, fight analysis, reactions, and predictions, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next breakdown.